everybody. I hope you had a chance to take a little break and come back. We have our guest now, Sunshine. Do you want to say something? You were going to give her a little intro.
Yeah, Sunshine Ryan. She is, or Sunshine is one of our. I don't
Favorite.
know. She's our people.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it any other way.
That was perfect.
You are our people. I mean, we met you in Destin, Florida, some time ago. It was the very first time that Laurie and I had taught together in that kind of a setting.
Right. That's right.
At all. I mean, we had never taught before. We had this extraordinary lovers thing that we were working on, and but we had never taught in any setting, really.
Really?
And so it was our first time, no kidding. And she kept saying, "You're going to get launched. You're going to get launched." I mean, you got to realize, everybody, I was a network engineer. That's what I did. You know, I needed to be launched to be able to do this. But we met you there, and we just absolutely fell in love with you from the moment we met you. Your brilliant smile, your joy. You are sexy. You embody this thing that
And
we
what
talk
did
about.
I say brings me the most pleasure in life?
What?
I said just before Sunshine came on, dancing.
Dancing.
And so when I met you, I said, "Oh, when I grow up, I want to dance like you."
We were on a boat trip. Everybody went on. It was amazing. We were all on this
We were
boat
on a
trip.
booze cruise.
It was a booze
It
cruise.
was amazing.
Don't tell. So anyway, so Sunshine was working it, and Laurie was having so much fun, and we all were. It was just amazing.
It was the jungle juice.
Straight
It was
up.
Wonderful.
Yep, it was the
was
jungle juice.
wonderful.
That's what did it.
So now I don't hear her so good anymore.
Okay, I'll work on it.
All right. Wait, Sunshine, maybe you have to hold your mic. Oh, no,
Like
it's
this.
right there.
What
Oh,
do you
no,
think?
We can hear you. It's just it seems like there's a loose wire or something on our side. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Loose wire. That would be in my head. So tell us a little bit about where you're coming from today. Like, where are you tuning in from yourself?
Yes, I am in Silver City, New Mexico.
A minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of by El Paso, Texas. I just moved here. It's in the desert. There's not a lot of water.
Yeah, where we are too. There's not a lot of water.
Yeah, it's different because I've always been by the water. So, but I'm definitely just, COVID hit and it was like, okay, you have to go and you have to change and I was like, okay, like it's time for something drastic.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where I find myself.
Beautiful. Well, that makes you not so far from us, which is the best part.
Yeah, it is.
Before you were quite far away from us, but
Very far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I happen to like that part of the country too. So
Yes. It's quiet around here, but the people are really nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and I like that.
Well, you're living, no kidding, where my father was born.
That's
My
amazing.
my grandparents lived there for, I don't know, 35 years or something like that. They were military. They were Air Force.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you live where like that part of my family was and is. I think. I don't know if they is
That's
anymore.
like your
but
disowned part of the family.
yeah, we won't say.
They're wild. I feel like everyone's a little wild down here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, like bad boy, like wild, wild west is so true in this part of the world. So
Oh wow, I had no idea.
no,
I had no idea. I'm like, really? That's cool. We should go visit.
you
Wow,
should.
well, I'll bring all my.
Oh
Definitely.
my goodness. I have a cowboy hat.
You have a cowboy hat?
I do.
I have a cowboy gun.
I have a cowboy
Ooh.
hat. I have a red cowboy hat. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
All right, let's talk about embodied pleasure, okay?
yeah.
Ooh, yes. Let's do it.
So, Sunshine, I don't know, if you're like the rest of us, we had to work it out. We started the show talking about how we had to condition ourselves to allow pleasure because our conditioning didn't, either we were slut shamed or our mind said, that's enough. And so how did you come to the conclusion inside of yourself that embodied pleasure was something worth pursuing and,
Yeah.
worth working with people over.
Yeah, that's such a deep question, especially for me. I really didn't like myself at all. Um, and so I was on this journey to like find self, right? I knew that I was different, and I knew that I was really sexual, and I knew that there was something inside me, but I was asleep. Like it was so dormant and so quiet. And so I was like, okay, I need to awaken this energy, and then I need to allow it to be okay. Because there's so many people that are like, no, what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't want sex, or you're so over the top, or like all of these comments that people would tell me. And I was like, that can't be true. It can't be true. And so there was a point in time where I started, I was married for a really long time, 17 years. And then I got divorced. And there was a moment where I was being very promiscuous and just having a really good time. It was probably the best year of my life. And, and, and the energy that started to flow through my body was so potent, and my dancing went off the hook, and I started writing these novels, and like the energy was so intense. But it was the sexual energy, right? Because I was so tapped into it, but it wasn't as satisfying as it should be, because I felt really used, right? So because I was over giving of myself. And so I needed to find a way to tap into that creative life force energy all the time, but by myself. And so that's how I started to get into this understanding of the embodiment of self and the embodiment of sexuality.
Right. So this became a journey into self pleasure. Is that
Oh yeah, definitely self-pleasure, but having that force move through the entire body, because I lost that creativity when I stopped sleeping with people, and I was like, what? That's not cool. And
right?
I was like, I need that back, right? I was like, it's
Right.
mine, it's my energy, I need it back. But I didn't know how to turn on the switch without sleeping with a bunch of people. And so I had to figure it out, right? Like, how can I make this energy flow and keep me at that capacity without having to sleep with everybody? Now, I don't mind sleeping with everybody, but don't get me wrong. Totally fine. But I also, when there's those moments when I want to be with myself, I want to still have that creative flow through my body.
It's so good. Earlier today, a man is becoming a new client of mine, and he got referred to me to try and find him somebody who's a dakini, somebody who works with people with their sexual energy. And I said, "You're not ready for a dakini yet." And he said, "Why not?" And I said, "Because," I said, "this is my belief. If you don't
Right.
find a way to make peace first with your emotional energy, run some sexual energy yourself, chances are that you'll get attached to someone that you go to see for a session. It won't be love on their part. It'll be professional for them, but you'll project all your needs and your love onto them, and you'll think you need somebody else to run your sexual energy." I just said that the hour before we just saw you. I said that to a new client, and you're saying the same thing in essence. You had all these people that you were relating to,
Right.
and you saw how it was running your creative energy, but you also needed to find a way to run creative energy yourself. And this guy looked at me, and he just looked me straight, in the screen, and said, "Fair enough." I said, "I'm going to refer you to somebody when it's time. First, I need
Right.
you to do emotional release and some of the other things." He's
Right.
had no experience whatsoever with a woman. He's kissed a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, you came from the other side. You had experience, and you still came to the same conclusion. It's yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's also the state of depletion, right? Like if I'm going out and trying to, at that point, I was trying to satisfy everyone else's needs. And I was trying to be like this sexy goddess, like, oh, I want them to go to sleep fantasizing about me. Like I was just like, I want to be the sexiest person alive, right? But it was such a waste of time because I still didn't believe in myself at the end of the day. And so you would go to sleep lonely, or you would feel needy, or you would be desperate, or you would still be sad. There was still these traumas that were not being fixed. And that's not really living. That's just playing the card game, like taking a chance, right? And so I wanted to be living fully in my capacity. And I wanted to be completely satisfied with who I am.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I love that. And I'm glad that you knew that. A lot of people go through life and they don't even, that idea never even pops in.
Well, because we're always told that there's somebody else to complete us, right?
Right.
It goes back to the Adam and Eve theory, you know. I borrowed a rib, so.
Oh, barf.
Barf, she says. That's funny.
No, but it's true. That's what that's really, that's what the culture wants us to believe, that there's somebody out there to complete us because we're not complete as is, which
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, and there's a lot of somebodies that can help you out with that.
Because if Jerry Maguire was wrong, I'm just saying. You're absolutely right. It does. I think a lot of times we take the one person that we're with and we assign all of
Everything.
the creation and needs and all the things to that one person. That one person has to live up to it. Like, how hard is that?
That's hard.
And the reality is no one person can ever fulfill all the things that we as
No.
these dynamic, like constantly changing and empowered human beings need. And a lot of the times we stop doing it for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we really start to manipulate or make up these stories about how the other person needs to fit into this package. And then when you don't, you have now betrayed me and I don't love you anymore.
Right.
You know, and so then you stop seeing the person for who they are because now you're only seeing a projection of what you think they are.
Exactly.
And I don't want to do that. Like, I want to see people as they are. Like, show me that realness.
Yeah.
Show me that. I want to see it all ugly and messy and raw. Like, give it to me.
It's too bad you didn't see the beginning of the show today.
Oh my God, you missed out, girl.
Oh my God, Michael was raw.
I was
He
having a
was
moment.
pretty
He was
raw. He
raw.
had a
He was in
moment.
I was
the
having a
moment.
moment. I was like, this technology is not making me happier. I was pissed off at
He
my
wanted
technology.
to take everything and throw it against the wall.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, that's not true. I was frustrated with the technology for sure. Man, when it doesn't work, when it works, it's great.
Right.
When it doesn't work and you're up against a timeline and you got to start right now, like I had to start at a certain time, and my computer decided that it was going to update its Windows. And you know how long that takes. So I'm like, what is going on here, man? And then other stuff. Here's the thing. When Windows updates, all the other programs,
Everything.
they got to update too. So I'm like
Everything.
trying to get everything to update. I'm like, click, 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 click. And it's,
Yeah, no, bad timing, terrible.
So you had a moment.
I had a moment.
So Carezza says that Plato said that we were cut in two, that people were cut in two, and you felt like you had to find your other half. That was like your life's purpose,
Right.
to go ahead and
Yeah.
find your other half.
Plato's wrong.
Plato, sorry. Too bad on you.
I don't subscribe to that
You
at
need
all.
to just go and like try on other halves.
Right.
Keep trying them on.
Right.
I would rather, I think I would take this approach rather than that approach, and that is to say, I'm complete and whole, even in all my darkness, because I am dark. I have light, I have dark, and I have shadow. And all of that is my completeness of me.
Right.
And what I bring to the table is 100% who I am. And what she brings to the table is 100% who she is. she's not completing me. She's already complete. I'm already complete.
Totally.
And then we're having fun with each other,
Exactly.
connecting in
Yeah.
all the ways that we can connect, which is really juicy.
It is. And that like is such a great experience to have those two whole bodies. Because then at that point you're not trying to take or like dick over the other person. Like,
Right. I don't need to
at that
change
point,
anything.
yeah, at that point you're really just
Yeah.
coming together.
It takes something to get there, though. I don't know that, I didn't grow up like that. I mean,
Oh no, me neither.
I was educated that I was going to meet Mr. Right, whatever that was. I mean, I have my mother's version of that. And then stop laughing.
I think Mr. Right Now.
I did meet a lot of Mr. Right.
You ever get a
Now.
couple of those?
Just like
Hello,
Sunshine.
Mr. Right Now.
Hello.
I'll take some of that.
I have met a lot of Mr. Right Nows, and they were good for right now, and then that not so much. I've been known to tell somebody to please leave before the sun comes out.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Please leave my house now. I don't want to wake up with you.
Truth be told, I love it.
You look really good in the darkness, but when the sunlight comes,
Yeah, I didn't want to be
You're out.
confronted with that.
I also look great in the dark, I have to say.
Yeah. That wasn't my pickup line.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Can you come over just for the darkness? Could you leave before sunshine?
She made an amendment.
No. I made an amendment. That's so funny. So Carezo's also saying that it doesn't matter whether it's monogamy or polyamory relating. It cannot fulfill all your needs. Like no person, none of those people, you have to fulfill your needs. And
Exactly.
That's absolutely
Then,
it.
and
yeah.
you have to know
Yeah.
what they even are. And it takes people a
Yeah.
while. We had a course last weekend. We had Extraordinary Lovers course weekend, and we asked people to share their values with their partner. Keep in mind that some of these people have been married for 30 years.
Yeah.
And they had never shared their core values with each other. Like it was a surprise.
Yeah.
And that was a little shocking to me.
Well, I wasn't necessarily shocked. I was expecting that, but what was really interesting was that when we started to look at what our values are there for, like they are those things that we hold ourselves to and that we consider to be the most important parts of us. Like our values are that. And that we're just, number one, their partners didn't know what their values were, but number two, they had no boundaries. And so boundaries are always attached to a value. That's what the boundary is designed to protect the value, right? So easy example, do not be late if you're going to meet with Laurie. The value here, right? The boundary is don't be late. The value here is she is an extremely busy woman and she does not waste time. Time is not something you
Right.
waste.
So if I'm waiting for 15 minutes, I don't quite know what to do. I have to like fill it in because I start something and then I got to stop it because then you're there. And I'm like, wait a minute.
So what was really interesting was to watch their eyes light up and go, oh, wow, I actually do need to connect my values and to boundaries and then let my partner know what they are,
Right.
So,
And I had a conversation with someone recently where they didn't have boundaries, but they had limits. And I said, those sound really tough.
Like, give me an example of a limit.
That's what
Right.
I said, what is your example of limit? And he said, oh, well, I don't want to be tied up or hit with whips. And I said, well, that could be a really good experience. And then I said, let's just change the word limit, because limit kind of, one, you want to rebel because it's a limit. And two, it starts to set up a box. Also, like labels, like monogamous, right? I'm monogamous, so now I can't be anything else. Or I like to date lots of people, and so now I have to only do that. But so I don't ever say that I'm one way or another. Like, I like to live for whatever the experience is going to be. And sometimes I might be with one person, or sometimes I might have 6 lovers. You never know. Like, I'm not gonna put myself into a box, because I fluctuate constantly, right?
Yeah.
And so one day I'm going to be different. And so that's what I love about the boundaries, though. Like, the boundaries are flexible.
That's right.
And they come and they grow, and they allow me to expand myself when I want to, how I want to. And so my whole thing is like really feeling free within my own body, because freedom doesn't come from the outside world. If you want to experience freedom, it's going to start right here, and it's going to flow through your entire body.
That's right.
And so I want that to come out into the world. And so I don't like limits. I don't like labels.
Did you tell that person you couldn't go out with him again, or go out with him because he had limits?
No, I did not. But I can tell he needs some classes. It's really, I like when people say, I'm not judgmental, but and I go, oh, okay.
We're about to hear you become judgmental.
Yeah, let's go with the but part.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of old conditioning in there, where I know people want to break away from that, but if they're not using like the tools, like the emotional release, or like doing practices or doing meditation to break through that old pattern, it's not just going to disappear.
That's right. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're so right about that. It's so true.
Yeah.
I used to tell people, I'm not going to tell you if I'm monogamous or polyamorous, because I don't want to define myself by something that sounds like it needs bug spray.
Right.
Like,
So serious. Get it off.
I mean, Laurie calls polyamory polyagony.
Oh God, I'm with you on that one. I have to say, I love experience. Like,
yeah.
if I want to do
I get
something,
you.
I
Like,
to
you're
do it.
alive, so you're experiencing things. And things are not comfortable. They're not meant to be comfortable.
That's right.
They're meant to be challenging and to push limits, to push boundaries, to push the edges, not to be in a box. I mean, as long as we're alive, we can just keep taking on new things.
Right.
And, you know, that's one of the laws in my next book. Break it up.
Break it up.
Break it up.
Yeah, definitely break
definitely.
it up. That's a law coming out in the Sex and Happiness Over 60 book. Break it up.
Coming to a bookstore near you. Well,
Bookstore.
Not yet.
coming to an internet store, bookstore near you.
Not yet. Yeah.
I
Soon.
think one of my newest challenges that I've had is being a mom and then still being sexual, right? Like, that was a big breakthrough for me.
Oh,
Like-
you know what?
Yes.
There's someone I have to introduce you to. And also I have a podcast with her. You just reminded me.
Ooh, oh, good.
Yeah. I have someone who's kind of like an authority on that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and you are too. I just feel like you would resonate a lot. Louise.
Oh, yeah.
Louise from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah. I love Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a single mom who
Yes.
had to break out of that.
Right. Because you're not supposed to be human.
Yeah, moms aren't human.
No.
What's that? Moms aren't sexual.
No, I don't know how you guys got here.
Moms don't get turned on. No, of course not.
How did anyone get here? Right.
How did anyone get here? I have no idea.
I remember the one and only time I ever walked in on my mom doing it, right? She had a boyfriend at the time named Frank. I'm outing you, Frank. I caught you
Frank.
fucking my mom. I caught you, Frank. You were doing it to my mom.
Thank you, Frank. No.
It was a Saturday morning, man, and I've never been the same. Moms don't have sex.
Oh,
My mom was getting pummeled. She was having a good time. I opened the door. Mom, can I have some cereal? Yeah, go ahead. Shut the door. That was it, man. And I was thinking to myself,
Oh, Frank.
what's going on in there?
What's going
The
on?
birds.
I was like 6 or 7.
the bees sting the
funny.
birds and the birds let them.
Oh my God, Laurie.
His mother told him he wanted to know about the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
And she told him that he was 7.
I was
She
7
told
years
him
old.
that the bees sting the birds and the birds let them. And then
Oh,
he went
gosh.
off to play.
That was it. That was my talk. I got the talk
That
from
was
my mom.
truth right
How
there.
old were you when you walked in?
I was about 7,
Oh, so that was all the same time.
about the same time.
So
yeah.
you got the birds, the bees, and then you got,
Well,
get out of here.
I
Go
asked
get
about the birds and the bees long before that, I think, because I had come home from school. I was in 2nd grade, I think. I came home from school and they were talking about birds and the bees, in the little play area where we were, and I didn't know any. They didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. So when I went home, I asked my mom, "Hey, Mom, what's the birds and the bees?" And she thought for a minute, and she said, "Well, honey, the bees like to sting the birds, and the birds let them." Roger that.
Okay.
And I went out and played. I mean, hey, if you would have asked me at that time, I'd have told you with authority, knowing my mom told me the truth, that the bees like to sting the birds and the birds let them. That's what the birds and the bees means.
Fair enough.
That's right.
I'd have been wrong as hell. But okay.
It's pretty good for a 2nd grader.
I didn't give that talk to my kids. Oh, I'm embarrassed to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's okay. But now it's a little more fun, I think, because I have models all around the house, like yoni models or penis models or whatever, so I can do my classes. And so it's been interesting, like bringing the kids kind of into this world, and then they don't know everything, but they know that all they say is that, oh, my mom teaches sex. That's what they say. But I'm like, no, it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll
Yes.
understand eventually.
Yeah.
The thing is, they might be squeamish about it. They also might rebel, because kids have to rebel against
Yeah.
things that their parents do. So you might want to
Two of them may not. No.
you might want to let them know that you expect that, and maybe they don't have to.
She's like the mom in Sex Education.
I'm definitely like the mom in sex in the show Sex Ed.
Have you seen
Yes.
that?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's good.
I need to watch it.
It's
I'm gonna watch it.
hilarious.
It's
It's good.
hilarious.
Yeah,
I totally need to watch it.
it's really good. Oh, I love that. Chrissy says, "Oh my God, you are." I love that show too. They're coming out with another season.
That's right.
They said in
I
March.
need to watch it.
You have
We
to
can
watch
have
it.
view parties and watch it together.
You're gonna see. You're gonna see how much you're like the mom.
Right.
You're like the mom in this too, because
You know what was hard was the acceptance, because I was like, oh, I really literally think that my family thought that I never had sex except for the 5 times that I've had like children. I really seriously think that, because I was so good at hiding my sexuality. And
spoiler alert.
And so it's been really nice that at least my kids, my parents still kind of have a hard time with what I'm doing, and they're trying to be supportive, but they don't really talk about it. But my kids are really accepting. Like they just love who I am, and they see how happy I am when I'm teaching, and how inspired I am. And so that's how I want my kids to see me as a person. Like, I'm not just your mom, I'm this other woman, and I have a life, and I talk about sex, and that brings me a lot of joy. And I think it's nice to have a parent where you see them happy about life, because you don't really see parents happy about life very often.
True. Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
also you love what you do. I'm going to assume you're really good at what you do. And and so you're a coach. Yeah. Yes. You're a coach. You're a facilitator, right? So tell us a little bit about your coaching. Tell us a little bit about your facilitating, some of the programs you do.
Yeah, so I have classes for men and women and whatever, and I also do birthing classes. So the birthing classes are really cool. I tie Tantra and that kind of lifestyle in with the birthing process to help women release the fear so that they don't have to experience pain during birth.
Mm.
Wow.
And then I also do the classes for women and men, and I do kind of different things. So my whole thing is that Tantra needed more soul into it. Like it needed dancing, it needed music, it needed some soul funk, right? So I'm like, bring it, like I want to do that. And then I also, I'm biracial, so I really want to connect with the African-American world and mixed race people. And so that's kind of where my emphasis is, and bringing them in and bringing them into a group where they feel safe enough so they can start to heal and they can start to thrive and they can express themselves without feeling shame or without being punished. Because there's a fear, of someone being angry and then I don't know, they're going to hurt me or something. Like, I don't want them to ever feel that way. I want them to come into a very conscious space where they can just drop in, embody, right? And really just let it out, because the more we hold on to it, the more restriction it is, right? And so
Right.
I put on a gourmet sex virtual retreat twice a year, and I'm working on putting on this amazing workshop, but it's still in the works, it's underground, but something very just where I have all of these amazing biracial and Black instructors, and we just like take on the world.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, keep us abreast of all of
Yeah,
that.
I will. I
Yeah.
definitely will.
That's exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah, that's kind of where my work lies. That's what makes my heart beat. That's what gets me up in the morning.
Mm.
That's what keeps me dancing.
Dance,
That's
dance,
great.
dance, dance.
That's great.
You know what my
Thanks.
favorite song is? It's a JT tune, but it's that "Rock Your Body." I want to
Sing it for
rock
me.
your body night and day.
We need to go dancing again.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, when I hear JT, I think of James Taylor.
Well, that's your era, JT, James Taylor, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake is the new
Right.
JT.
I know.
yes, he is.
So
I know.
We can rock it all.
all right.
We
I
can do
had to
all of it.
learn.
we could rock your body.
We
Thank
can.
you. You can rock my body.
Yes.
I will rock your body.
All right, so let's talk about the term embodiment.
Mm.
I just had a
Because
momentary thought about rocking your body.
I saw your eyebrows go up.
I just totally winked at you.
Let's talk about embodiment because some people never heard that term.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about it?
Embodiment.
Yeah.
It's what you said, Sunshine. It's dropping in. It's having that experience that's visceral, and really allowing it to fill space in you. I guess is one of the ways that I would put it. Well, I
Why
defer
is there
to you
so
though.
much? Why is there so much emphasis on it these days, though? Like we were just part of an embodiment conference, and
Really?
there were how many thousands of people there?
There were over
50?
500,000 people in that
That attending.
attending.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the biggest thing we ever, it was the biggest thing I've ever been a part of. So
That's
what is it?
amazing.
Why is embodiment getting so much attention these days?
I think it's a powerful word, but I still feel like it's just a word. Like, I don't feel like people are really understanding what it means, right? It's like this idea that I see a lot on social media now that women are supposed to be successful and they're supposed to be sexy and their bodies are supposed to be perfect and they're supposed to be making money and they're supposed to be spiritual and they're supposed to be peaceful, like all of this shit, right? That they keep telling us. And so does that mean embodiment? Well, no, it doesn't actually mean embodiment at all, because you're not being true to yourself at that point if you're trying to be all of those things,
Good.
right?
That's
So
a good point.
embodiment means that you are being real with yourself. That means some days I'm cranky and some days I'm moody. Some days I do have anger. Some days I'm sad. But it does not mean that I am a bad person. It means that I am human.
Yeah.
It means that if I want to have sex with somebody, because they are attractive and they are turning me on and my vagina's on fire and I want to jump their bones. That's okay.
Yeah.
Like that's a real feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to deny that. Like that would be embodiment. I know you guys talk about centers, like checking in, like how does my heart and my belly and my pussy and my head feel? And am I feeling in all of those places, or am I only guiding my life with my mind? Or am I only guiding my life with my belly, right? Like I just want to eat all day because I'm not satisfied anywhere else, right? You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
like embodiment is, why do we do what we want to do? Like it is our reasons for being. And I love my sexual energy. Like I love my life force energy. Like it created my children. So that's powerful, right?
Yes.
So if I can tap into that energy and have it lead me through my life in everything, at the grocery store, when I am pumping the gas at the gas station, when I am driving and just sitting in my car, like I still want to have that life force energy pumping through my body.
Yeah.
And so that is embodiment. I want to feel that. I want to feel the sadness of life and the happiness of life. I want to feel all of that. Like I want to live. And I think a lot of people don't want to live. Like they're living to die.
Oh my God.
And
Don't get me started.
You know, and I'm here to live. Like I want to experience it, even if it is terrible, right? Like COVID is terrible. It's terrible. I still want to experience what it is, the changes that are happening. I want to experience the change, the growth, everything.
Beautiful. I love that. I really love that. Thank you. Thank you for that definition of embodiment, experiencing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about aliveness. It's all about that and the experience of it, really. I love what you said. Thank you. That's great.
Let's see if anybody, I don't know if anybody in the chat has any questions, but we're open to your questions about embodiment. And we are open to anything that you want to ask us. I don't want to keep people out. Here's Teresa. Sex life force energy is connected to everything. This is what I live for, helping people live a more orgasmic life, feeling more, feel it, all in sex and in life. Yeah. That's it, people. If you don't want that, you're probably on the wrong. You're probably in the wrong program.
We have the smartest chat in the world. All these other streamers, their chat's nowhere near as awesome as ours. That's all I'm saying.
They have the duh chats.
We got the best chat. Everybody else got the duh chat. Duh.
I was trying to explain to someone recently how to like feel orgasm, and I was explaining it through making coffee, right? Like the coffee came from a bean and you had to put it in the grinder and the grinder grinds it and then you soak it and you heat it up and then you mix it with cream, and it like was all these steps, right? But most people just want to drink the coffee. But like you need to live life going through all the steps to get to the really good cup of coffee. And so that's something where each sense, like the smell of the bean or whatever, like each aspect of your life, you should start to take those steps. Like, what does this feel like? Or what am I seeing? Or what is this sense right now? Or how does this feel? Or how can I make this even better in this moment? And that's a great question to just start asking yourself on a daily basis. Like, what can I do right now for myself to make this even better?
That's so good.
And then do that. Even if it's a little complicated, right? Like, oh, I would have to get up and go get something, get up, go get it, bring it back.
Right.
And then you just made it better. Like that is so pleasurable. Like that is what I do.
Well, I want to take you through. I want to flesh this out in an example.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this. All right. I'm going to take a bath. How could I make it better?
Don't put patchouli oil in.
Don't put no patchouli oil.
We had the whole patchouli oil conversation.
No patchouli oil. But what could I do to make that better?
Yeah, I would love maybe some lavender smell and maybe some rose petals and then some blueberries on the side, a
Ooh.
glass of champagne, a little piece of chocolate, and some music. Maybe some like, I'm feeling like some African drums right now.
Okay.
And then I would also like bubbles in my bath. And then if you can rub my back with like a sponge
A loofah.
and a loofah, and that
Okay.
would be fabulous. And maybe massage my feet.
Okay.
That's great, Michael.
See, guys, that's how easy it is to embody something as simple as a bath.
But the part I like the best, I'm going to just tell you what I like the best about what you said, Sunshine, was that you just kept adding things and you weren't afraid to like keep going. So sometimes
That's
people will
such a good
settle. They'll
point.
just go, okay, I want a little bit of lavender and I'll have some bubbles, okay? And they don't bother to say the rest. Now, I'm a person who says, I think I only get like 5 requests a day. He laughs.
You have a
says-
limit.
Who limited you to
Wasn't
5?
me.
To only 5 requests a day. Like,
She
I
did it
feel
to
like I'm going to
herself.
wear
Yeah.
out my.
Lori.
I
I
asked her one time
do.
because she said, I feel so bad asking. So, you know us, Lori. Like, I tell her,
Yes.
do you have a request? And she'll make a request and she'll say a thing. And then after about 5, she goes, I just feel so bad always asking you for things. And I went, why? I didn't put the limit on. There's no limit here. You can ask
Right.
as many times as you want, as many things as you want. She goes, I feel like I should only like 5. And I'm like,
Aww.
So, what I really
no.
liked about that, your description, was that you asked for everything, I hope. Like everything that you wanted
we
then.
could keep going. No.
You could keep going. That's good. I like
But
that.
I think, right, because you know what? There's a point in my life where I was like, oh, I deserve these things. Because I didn't believe that before. And I was like, I'm not going to ask because I was in the mode of punishing myself on a regular basis. I'm not going to do that anymore. So
Yeah.
I would do these things for myself, right? If Michael was not there and I wanted a bath, I would go get all of those things and set it up for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I'm going to make a request, I'm going to make it for how I want it.
Right.
Because when
Beautiful.
you ask me for a request, I'm going to expect you to do the same. Tell me what you want.
Beautiful.
That's
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's a super great example and a great, teaching point about it. Don't stop on yourself. Don't set it up the way you want it.
Yeah.
Or ask somebody else to set it up the way you want it. It's really good.
We have 5 senses. And and here's what I want to illuminate here. You, in all of your requests, you got all 5. You got the lavender for smell. You got the chocolate and the champagne and the blueberries for taste, right? The bubble bath and the hot bath for touch,
Skin touch.
right? The music for hearing. And probably candles just for the lighting for your visual.
Oh, yeah. How could we forget?
Let's add some candles to that. Okay, so candles.
Yes, please.
Did I leave anything out? I think I got all of them, right? But you really did. You went right into, here are all the ways that you can really truly embody it, and that is by making sure that that all 5 of your senses are really being taken care of or allowed to be actually involved in this whole thing called pleasure. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's great. Really great.
All right, so I'm going to go make the bath, and
I'll be over in 4 hours.
It'll take a while for you to dry.
I think I'll wait a little while.
Right.
There.
Oh, that's great.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Awesome.
What do you want?
More than
I
5.
want everything she said except red wine,
Okay,
Ooh,
not
yeah.
champagne.
you got it.
And I don't know what I want instead of blueberries. I only want blueberries if they're organic.
Well, we have
Exactly.
raspberries. We have raspberries that are organic.
Yes, we do.
They're frozen. I think we've got some Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool.
Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
No,
Whip
you know, we
things.
have chocolate. We have
Yeah, you have
organic chocolate syrup.
You've got the you've got
I
that
also have
chocolate from
chocolate
Trader
bar,
Joe's. That
yeah.
stuff is delicious.
Yeah,
That dark chocolate from
that's
there.
good. I like all that.
Okay. Deal.
Good. And I'm so turned on now, so that's great.
That's awesome.
And I will rub your feet and I will rub your shoulders. I'll
Thank
rub
you.
whatever you want me to rub, baby.
Rub-a-dub. That
And
reminds
so
me
what
of
do
Bob
I-
Marley.
Rub-a-dub reminds you of Bob Marley.
Yeah, but Bob Marley has a song called Rub-a-Dub.
I've never heard
Yeah, he
that
does.
one.
He does.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, Rub-a-Dub. He also has a song, Kinky Reggae. A lot of people don't know that
I didn't
song.
know that.
Ooh,
Really?
really?
Yeah, Kinky Reggae now. Oh yeah, it's
So it sounds like she wants some reggae music.
Yeah.
Thank
on,
goodness
Bob
for
Marley.
thank
I know,
goodness
I
for
wish I was in
Spotify.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Just take me with you.
so what else? I'm trying to think if we left anything else out of. Oh, you know what I used to didn't get? I have to tell you this. I'm telling on myself.
Okay.
I used to figure you were just cooking, just throw the food onto the plate. And then I found out about presentation. Like I couldn't understand. Literally, I'm telling you, I wasn't brought up. I mean, I wasn't raised by wolves, but I might as well have been.
Marty and Betty were not wolves, honey.
They were not
They
wolves,
were not
but
wolves.
I could never get it why people made such a big deal about how the food looked. You're going to eat it anyway. You're going to consume it. Like, I didn't get it that it made a difference. And people literally had to sit me down and talk to me about that. So,
Were you just like throwing it on the plate like slop? Like, there you go.
yeah.
Like in a line, like at the at the high school, here you go,
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Cigarette out of your mouth. There you go. Take that. There you go.
I was.
That was you? You are nothing like that now. Nothing touches on the plate. Let me tell on you a little bit. Nothing touches on the plate. It's always beautiful, right? She drizzles things on the vegetables. She drizzles.
See?
She's all about presentation now. She's awesome.
I am. I mean, I have presentation about myself,
Exactly.
and about what I put on my body, but I
Yep.
never saw it the same way. I never saw food back then. I never saw food as being sensual, and I had to learn that.
And
You know,
should
if
just
Chris
make
is still
everything
on, Chris, I
sensual.
learned that from Michael Campbell. Just so you know, he used to talk to me about presentation. Don't just slap the food on the plate.
Right. Don't. Because it should look pretty. My whole thing is I turn it into, because I want to feel sexy all the time. So I want my food to look sexy
Yeah,
because then I'm going to ingest it, right? And so if my food looks really sexy when I'm about to eat it, then I ingest it and I ingest more sexiness. This is how I think. So
Yeah.
of course I want it to look great.
yeah. I didn't get it.
Hey,
Yes.
you are what you eat, so eat sexy.
Eat sexy. I
Chris-
tell people all the time.
Chris put up a bell icon because she knows who I'm talking about. And Josh Levine has reminded me, which, Josh, thank you so much, about the Gate dinner, which is, the Gate dinner is beyond dinner. Everything looks fabulous. Josh, how many Gate dinners have you been at, Josh Levine? Just let's find out here. You're taking me back in time.
Can we have another, please?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
And you were there when you were at the first one, by the way. So, yeah.
Was that the one that you did?
I did it in Harvey's restaurant in Baltimore.
Didn't it become a movie though? That was.
Yes, there's a movie now called Beyond Dinner, which you can get the trailer on Vimeo, and you can
Really?
get the actual film on Distrify. You can rent it for, I don't know, $3, something like that. It's called Beyond Dinner, and I did a whole film about the Gate dinner.
Award-winning film.
Yes.
Right?
It won first place for short movies at the Erotic Coast Film Festival.
Hmm.
Ding!
Ding. Love
Gate. So gate means beyond in Sanskrit. Gate and the chant is gate padagate padasam gate bodhisvaha. It means gone beyond the beyond. Hail the awakened ones. So you're going beyond, and then I named the dinner Beyond Dinner.
Got the dinner.
So
Thank you, Josh. That was awesome.
yes, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. You were at the very first one where we just where we went beyond the beyond. Yeah. Yeah, you find that you eat slower and enjoy everything more by eating one thing at a time when the thing looks beautiful. When the plate looks beautiful, yeah.
That's right. I don't know. I'm thinking
Beautiful.
we probably need to go and we have shrimp. Yeah, I'm thinking about what we're going to have
It's
for
gonna be a
dinner.
good night.
I'm all of a sudden getting hungry. No, they're making me hungry.
Gate.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
oh. I'm way beyond my. We both intermittently fast, and so I'm way beyond my feeding start time.
So he's eating in his mind right now.
I'm like,
Yes.
He wants to embody it.
I'm gonna embody some sexy eating. It ain't gonna look sexy.
Salivating,
but the
everything. It's not gonna look sexy.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
So we just have a few more minutes.
Yeah. So a couple things we want to do before we go. First thing is, how do we get in touch with? How do our viewers get in touch with you? What is your website? How would they be able to reach out to you if they wanted coaching or if they wanted to be a part of one of your
They
programs?
want to hang out. No, you can find me at sunshineryan.com
All right.
or on Facebook and Instagram at Sunshine Ryan Tantra. And then twice a year, I have a virtual retreat called Gourmet Sex, A Taste of Tantra. And I'm still in the works for that one retreat. I'm going to get it.
Looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I'm hoping that we get a special invitation.
It's already in the mail.
All right. Get what you asked for, yo.
I
That's
love
true.
that.
Truth.
It's already in the mail. I love that. So we want to thank you for being our guest today very, very much. We love you. You know that.
Yes.
We're saying it publicly, though. We love
good.
Sunshine. She knows it. She
love
loves
you.
us, too. We know it.
We love you so much. So much. And yeah, and it's been such a lovely time spending time with you again. So good to see you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get together again real soon.
Yes.
Next week, we have to let everybody know. Next week, Laurie and I will be we're going to be in Oracle. And we're going to be gone from Thursday through Sunday, so there will be no Extraordinary Lovers TV next Friday. And then we'll start back up the next week, and we'll let everybody know. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We'll put everything out there and let you know when we're going to be back, but we will be back the following week. So, and if you have any questions, definitely just reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram.
Right. So take the week off. And also, I'm having another eye surgery. I had one already, and I'm having another one on Tuesday.
Wow.
And so I'm excited about that because my eyes are getting better and better.
That's right. And we have homework for you. So, so this is for our viewers. So tonight, either have a bath or a really sexy dinner.
Yes.
Or
please.
both.
Or
All
both.
right. I like both. I want it all.
Do something sexy for you.
Really, really good.
can
And
ask
thank you
more than
all so
5
much for
things.
being with us today. It was great to have you on again, David. I didn't know you were coming to Oracle, but I'm thrilled that you are. Chris, of course. Careza. Awesome. Jamie, wherever you are, I don't know if you're still on from Canada. Thank you for being with us today. And Josh Levine, you made my day just showing up on this. It was so cool to have you. And Chrissy.
We love you.
We love you, Chrissy, our producer. Did I forget anyone?
Well, we had a new follower, Try Hard.
Oh, yeah, Try Hard.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
following.
so much for following us today. Yeah. We're growing.
We're growing. That's right.
Yay.
Okay, Sunshine, we love you. We'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye, everybody,
Love
from
you.
Extraordinary Lovers.
Bye
Love
bye,
you.
everybody.